Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as was the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, let's just dive on in, and let's first start off with the fact that DCENT Wallets is holding a major event right now until November 16th. If you purchase a DCENT wallet, I'm going to drop a link down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. If you guys go and get a DCENT wallet right now, you can actually fill out a form on their website. It's at the top, where they are giving away 200 Algorand right now. And as you guys are all aware, if Algorand does make it back to $1 plus, the all-time high was nearly $3. That means that your 200 Algorand could very well be worth $200 to $400, which would cover the DCENT wallet fully and essentially give you a free cold storage wallet. So if you guys do want to take advantage of this massive offer from DCENT Wallet, you guys are more than welcome to, with the links down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. It's going to be at the top, just to make sure that you guys don't miss it. So if you guys do want to go get this, it's a limited time only. I highly suggest everybody go out and get a DCENT wallet right now, especially as we prepare for the next major run up in the market. Now, with that being said, let's dive on in and let's start off with a few things. So I actually want to go back in time to about roughly 2019, 2020, 2018, somewhere around that 3-year time window, because there has been a lot of discussion around if Ripple and even XRP are even a part of this new financial system. I see so many people doubting this. From my research and from all the videos that I have done on XRP, you guys already probably know my opinion on this. I personally believe that Ripple and XRP are crucial pieces of the puzzle for this new financial system, and I do think that by the end of this video, you guys will probably think the same. So like I said, let's go back to 2019, where we did see Ripple pen XRP post this, and it says, breaking: Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse giving presentation on XCurrent, XRapid, XVIA, and XRP at the high-level conference on the International Monetary System. And Christine Lagarde is one of the individuals in the audience. And check out this video. It is a little bit loud, so let me turn it down just a little bit, but listen closely.
Ripple has come to the market with 3 products, and I will just briefly touch on them. The first one is called XCurrent, and the reason why I'll point this out is because XCurrent doesn't touch crypto. XCurrent is just, kind of Swift 2.0. It's a messaging framework that is much more efficient and real time as compared to fiat to fiat. That typically is how we start working with any bank or any financial institution, is on a fiat to fiat basis. The bottom product we see down here is called XRapid, and XRapid is really where we use XRP to fund real-time liquidity. We brought this product to market in Q4 of last year, and immediately we saw the demand for that type of product from banks, financial institutions who want to open up new corridors for payments, but don't want to open up new nostro-vostro relationships and the friction and overhead that goes with that. The third product is really simply an API that allows corporates to do real-time payouts into this network we call RippleNet. The challenge here, as many of you may know, is there's corporations ranging from Uber to Amazon to less technically efficient companies. They employ hundreds of engineers that just integrate into payment networks around the world. They're building custom APIs into payment networks in the Philippines or Indonesia, into the Middle East, what have you, so they can enable those payouts. We think by standardizing on an open source API, we can make that more efficient for everyone.
And there you guys have it. And again, standardization, regulations, all of that's really kind of moving pretty quickly. The technology is here. Let it be known that we could have our entire financial system modernized right now. The problem is compliance. That is the thing that's slowing everything down. Regulations, compliance, it's the number one thing that's slowing everything down right now around this massive revolution. Because listen, the plans have always been in place. The plans have been discussed. Even going back, like I said, this is 2019. I think that this video and this meeting might even be from around 2018. But this is where you guys probably seen a lot of these great posts from. For an example, here you guys have the image where we've seen Christine Lagarde. We have Brad Garlinghouse here. And then there's also I'm blanking on his name, but he's actually from the BIS now. But again, like there's a lot of individuals at this meeting that are prominent names in the financial system that's currently running today. Like they have been leaders and pioneers behind what changes within the financial system. But also here we have a Q&A session. People are already getting liquidity that exists in the marketplace in local regions. And here we have XRP to multiple currencies. Tapping into that liquidity exists in the marketplace. Check this out.
Brad, this is an honest question. Ripple is, one of your products is to distribute liquidity through the payments system. So the question is, could there be a run on Ripple? In other words, everybody wants your liquidity. Nobody wants to provide it because there is a scenario where people develop doubts for good reasons or bad about the system.
So let me first clarify what Ripple provides. Ripple doesn't provide liquidity. Ripple provides technologies that allow you to access liquidity that exists in the marketplace. In the last 24 hours, the digital asset marketplace traded about $50 billion of liquidity in 24 hours. That includes XRP, but that includes Bitcoin and Ether and what have you. So, could there be a run on digital assets at large? The nuance of the question is, Ripple sells technologies. Can there be a run on Ripple? I don't know what that looks like. I mean, I can't really think about that. Could there be a run on digital assets? I don't know. I mean, today again, $50 billion of liquidity, and people are moving liquidity around. For XRP, a settlement happens in 3 seconds. And so, to your point of taking 24 hours, I mean, 24 hours that's a positive story of a cross-border transaction. Many take longer. So taking a 3-second transaction and the risk associated with a 3-second transaction as compared to a day or 2 or 3, I think most people would say, hey, I feel better about taking 3 seconds of risk than a day or 2. So could there be a run on digital assets? Even that, I don't know exactly how to think about, because again, there's a lot of, I suppose at $50 billion a day in a nascent, I view it as a pretty nascent market today. And people are getting liquidity that exists in the marketplace in local regions between XRP and the Philippine peso, XRP and the Argentine peso, XRP and the Brazilian real, and it's tapping into that liquidity that exists in the marketplace.
So you guys have it. And basically what he's saying here is like,
Brad, this is
basically what he's saying here is if you're making a transaction and you're worried about liquidity being ran, there's higher risk of that happening with fiat-based cross-border payments than digital assets. I've always said it, right? Like if you are comparing value change, for an example, XRP, right? XRP's value in 3 seconds is not going to change that much. The US dollar's value in 3 to 5 days could change significantly. The risk on fiat currency-based cross-border payments is higher than digital asset-based cross-border payments. But liquidity is already here today. We know that billions and upwards of trillions of dollars at the height of the bull run is traded in crypto. Stablecoins, even during the bear market, were still doing trillions of dollars in value moved per year. Outside of this, there's also this incredible video over here. It's about a 30-second long clip. It's Christine Lagarde, and this is from 2019 as well. This is Bank XRP. Christine Lagarde, central bank digital currency is coming alive, cryptocurrency at central bank level. Check this out.
And the Caribbean central banks and the Bahamas, actually. You have, I believe, 4 or 5 islands which together have decided at central bank level to go with a digital currency. So central bank digital currency is coming alive. It's not going to happen today. I think they have a 12-month experimental period that they want to go through before they actually launch for good.
How much at the IMF?
And
so there you guys have it. Just a nice little segment there. And that's from 2019. It's 2019, mind you. Remember, we just got this announcement from Christine Lagarde. The euro is key to our European unity. A digital euro existing alongside cash would future-proof our currency. It would be safe, easy to use, and free of charge. While the decision whether to issue a digital euro will be taken later, we're now launching the preparation phase. And this is just recently from October 19th. Listen closely.
The digital euro is on the move. Yesterday, the Governing Council of the ECB approved the opening of the preparation phase. It will be a journey, and we will walk the journey together with the legislator. All European institutions will be involved to make sure that Europe is equipped with the currency of the future. Cash is here to stay. You will have all options, cash and digital cash. So what does it mean for you? For consumers, it would be free and easy to use everywhere in the euro area. All of that, of course, is subject to the legislative process. Cash or digital, the choice will be yours. Your euro, your choice.
Now, of course, she does say that you do have a choice here, but we know that that could very well be in question. But this has been in the plan since going all the way back as far as 2019, 2018, 2017. And I do think that Ripple plays a crucial role here. Like, listen, we've already seen Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple be represented at these massive meetings. These are, again, high-level conference meetings with the IMF and IMF leaders. And also remember, Ripple Swell, right? Like the Swell events have hosted the Federal Reserve members. We've seen central bankers coming out to the Swell events. We've seen major prominent leaders within the system going to these Swell events. They are holding banking conferences, and they are a cryptocurrency company. But again, going back to this post here you guys have the full list of names. So these are all of the major key individuals that were at that meeting. These are leaders within the system. And remember, if you look here, you can actually see some of the key reasons why I say that good things take time in this space. And you need to make sure that you are aware that there's NDAs in place. There's already plans in place. For an example, you have the Monetary Authority of Singapore being represented here, not once, not twice, but 3 times. There's 3 individuals here from the MAS. There's also crucial leaders from the IMF here. But then you also have individuals from the DTCC that are settling $2.4 quadrillion worth of securities per year. You also have Circle being represented here. You also have Swift being represented here. And you have Ripple, the only actual blockchain-based crypto solutions company here in person. And I'm not going to bring up Circle and say, hey, Circle's here also, because Circle's not trying to do the things that Ripple's trying to do. But notice how Ripple's the only company being represented here alongside all of these elite names. This speaks volumes. But outside of this, we also have this. This goes back to 2020, XRP Crow. And this is Christine Lagarde. Back in 2020, even cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple XRP are vying for a spot in the cashless world in the hope of offering more stable value and quicker and cheaper settlement. Listen closely.
So, what role will remain for cash in this digital world? There are already signs in some shop windows. Cash not accepted. And it's not just in Scandinavia, the poster child of a cashless world. In various other countries too, demand for cash is decreasing, as is shown in our IMF work. And in 10, 20, 30 years' time, who will still be exchanging those pieces of paper called checks? Bank deposit, too, is feeling the pressure from new forms of money. Think of the new specialized payment providers that offer e-money. From Alipay to WeChat in China, to Paytm in India, to M-Pesa in Kenya. These forms of money are designed with the digital economy in mind. They respond to what people demand and what the economy requires. Even cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple are vying for a spot in the cashless world, constantly reinventing themselves in the hope of offering more stable value and quicker and cheaper settlement.
Now, of course, when we look at some of the other quotes here, you could see now we need faster digital transition, climate protection as a priority, completed banking union and capital markets union backed by cutting edge payment systems. Cryptocurrencies and DLT technologies are clearly shaking the system, and it's far from the Bitcoins we used to talk about a year ago. And these are all from around 2020 and 2019. Mind you, yes, the Cashless Society agenda has always been brought up. In 10 years from now, maybe even 15, maybe 20, I do question if cash is going to be around still. It's not going to happen all at once. We're not going to wake up tomorrow and all of a sudden cash is gone. No, but it's going to take some time. But I do think that in 10 years' time, most of the transactions that happen every single day will be digital. And I do think that, yes, cutting edge technology, payment systems specifically, are crucial. And DLT is a significant piece of that puzzle. And what company for over a decade has been pioneering cutting edge payment technology with DLT and crypto at the forefront of it? Oh yeah, that's right, Ripple. Also, as we look into a few things, after we've seen the Digital Euro Association agenda with Ripple as well, because the Digital Euro Association is a think tank organization centered out on the digital euro and planning behind that. Ripple is a part of that, as well as some other major companies. But after we've seen some of the announcements regarding the digital euro, and we tried to connect the dots with the Euro Association and stuff like that, a lot of the companies that were tied to the Digital Euro Association were also tied back to the BIS's CPMI. But beyond that, one key significant piece of the puzzle as well is the connections back to Ripple with, of course, Christine Lagarde and the individuals that she was meeting with as well. Because when we seen this, we instantly thought back to the summertime, where we seen in June Christine Lagarde meeting with Michael S. Barr, who is the vice chair for supervision at the Federal Reserve. But he is also a previous member, or I shouldn't even say a member, but he was actually working at Ripple. Now, of course, he left that position to go to the Federal Reserve, but these are individuals that know about Ripple. They have worked at Ripple. They have understood the overall goal and the mission behind Ripple. I say this because there has been significant strides made on Ripple's, overall path to becoming a dominant force within the financial system. And I do think that they are already very successful on that front. But also, going all the way back to 2020, where again, most of the retail sector was gone. They didn't care. Nobody cared about crypto. What we've seen from the ECB was very interesting. Christine Lagarde discussed the new context shaping the European business environment upon receiving the Grand Prix d'Economie 2019, and this was in Paris. But down here, we do see Lagarde on European autonomy. Deep and liquid financial markets are needed to boost the euro's global role, and this requires a genuine capital markets union. The ECB can contribute by providing innovative market infrastructure and being an accelerator in payment solutions. Lagarde on climate risk, we need to extend our knowledge of the macroeconomic effects of climate change. Climate risk must also be properly reflected so that the public and private sectors can take them into account more systemically. Lagarde on moving forward, we can master the shifting business environment. Our attitude must be one of cooperation without compromise, open to the world but protective of our values. We must work together as policymakers, businesses, and Europeans. Now, what's very significant about this is listen, this is back in 2020, where we already seen the accelerator. The accelerator was the pandemic. That accelerated the push from, again, physical currencies to digital currencies. And from there, we've seen all of the elites run with the idea. Because again, it was all by plan. We know this, right? But when we look at the ECB, they have been at the forefront. They have been at the forefront, and they've been focused on improving their overall financial market. How? Well, being an accelerator in payment solutions, tapping in to disruptive payment technology. And remember, right? Even back in this time, go all the way back to 2019, Anderson put out a great post that kind of summarized everything that we are thinking about today. Because even today, this has become more prominent than ever before. Ripple and XRP are in a great position now since they have other very influential players pushing their technology. The IMF with Christine Lagarde talking about Ripple, telling banks to adopt this new technology or die. I believe the IMF has set up meetings with Ripple and central banks as well. At the big meeting with central banks in New York and Ripple, the first presentation was by the IMF. It would make sense that the IMF set this up. How are Ripple otherwise meeting all these central banks? That's not normal for our startup. But to go straight to the top is huge for Ripple. Just look at their deal with the Saudi central bank. This sends a signal to the whole Middle East. You have the World Bank that recently published an article showing the benefit of Ripple systems, telling others to join. SBI, of course, with Mr. Kateo. Not only do they own 10.5% of Ripple, but Mr. Kateo is now on board of directors at Ripple. His plans are to make RippleNet and XRP the global standard, replacing Swift, who have this massive Japanese conglomerate behind it. It is huge, sorry. R3, of course, which ties in with SBI, since SBI has a joint venture with R3, where SBI owns 60% of it. Corda settler of R3 can settle in XRP and is the first settlement mechanism. Mr. Kateo has expressed that he wishes for Ripple and R3 to work together. R3 has a large set of clients, some of the biggest banks in the world. And remember, R3 actually allowed XDC to also be a settlement mechanism on the network. But you also have all these software providers that can work to integrate RippleNet to banks. If you haven't seen the Temenos T24 video on YouTube, watch it. The software integrators essentially push the banks to integrate Temenos T24, and they explain all the benefits of Ripple's system. They thus are a third party pushing these banks to integrate RippleNet. Interledger Protocol is an open source project, but XRP will be the most suitable bridge to transfer value. There you have W3C integrated ILP. Mohaloop uses ILP as well as Apple Pay. This all builds the infrastructure where XRP will be used as a bridge. All these players integrating ILP helps XRP in the future. So what we see here are all these players helping to expand the ecosystem of Ripple and XRP for the future. It is thus a lot more players involved than simply Ripple to create the internet of value where RippleNet and XRP are at the center. This is a unique historic event. The internet of value is being built, and it is, right? And it was built back in 2019, 2018, 2017, and even prior. But what's crazy about all of this is think about the lawsuit, right? I know, right? The lawsuit was so bad. It was terrible. It slowed XRP. But think about this. Why was Ripple and XRP the only major project to actually get targeted? Was it to streamline and accelerate Ripple and XRP being regulated? And was it to slow things down in the background for them to catch up with Ripple and XRP's technology? Because I've had this thought process of why Ripple and XRP got targeted initially, how it, shook the retail market, how it allowed institutions to jump in, things like that. But in my opinion, Ripple and XRP were already well connected back in 2019, 2018, and even 2017 and prior. So why would they just get targeted out of the blue by the SEC, and they have to go through this massive battle for 2.5 years, and now they're cleared? And again, even before the lawsuit got dismissed, Ripple joined the BIS. They were on the CPMI. The World Bank, the IMF, they were all mentioning Ripple and XRP. Ripple was able to comment on the FSB's global regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies, instructed by the G20 with the BIS, the World Bank, the IMF. And again, remember that was back in December of 2022. Months and months before XRP and Ripple even got cleared. And remember, Gary Gensler, who is the chair at, of course, the SEC, is also on the board at the FSB, who again let Ripple comment on the global crypto framework discussion regarding cryptocurrencies. So let me ask you this. Is the lawsuit really anything to mention? Was there any concern at all with the lawsuit? Or was it all nonsense? Because in my opinion, I think it was. And all of this is shaping up for one major move. And it's the global go live event of DLT, blockchain, all being tapped in. Like I said, Ripple and XRP is already entrenched in the global financial system with the elites. They're in bed with them. They have been in bed with them forever. I highly doubt any of this is all by coincidence. I strongly believe it's all by plan. This is why I say Ripple and XRP are essentially 100% confirmed to be big players in this new system. Just like Hedera is, just like Quant is, just like XLM is. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.